We started in 2000, and I actually worked in the corporate world for 15 years. My job got eliminated, and my wife and I had always talked about starting a coffee shop. So we decided that was our sign to give it a go and see how it would work. St. Thomas was the original name of Linglestown. The founder of Linglestown was Thomas Lingle, and he intended the town to be called St. Thomas after the patron saint that he was named after. But when he died, everybody just started calling it Linglestown. That kind of stuck. But some of the businesses in the area go back to the St. Thomas name to give it more of a nostalgic feel. We thought St. Thomas Roasters sounded more quaint than Linglestown Roasters. Well, this is where we live. You know, my wife grew up in the area. After I got married to her, we settled in this area, and we just really like the area. The town is really quaint. Some people question why we would want to put it in Linglestown and not in Harrisburg, but since we've opened St. Thomas Roasters, some of the other businesses in the area have opened. There's a pizza shop, there's the Eagle Hotel down in the corner, which has been here for years and years. There's a little gift boutique, a tea room, another Italian restaurant across the street. So more and more businesses are starting to spring up in the area, making Linglestown a destination. So you can come and shop and go to various businesses. So we really like the choice of Linglestown. My wife definitely has her design imprint on the place. The color scheme, you know, we tried to give it a warm, homey feel, no fluorescent lighting. And before we opened the shop, we really visited coffee shops all over the area. Just any stores that we would go into that kind of gave us the feel that we were looking for. We tried to incorporate that into this place. So we want you to feel at home when you come to St. Thomas Roasters. Since we roast our own, our coffee comes in green beans. It comes in 150-pound bags. Our supplier is in New York City, where all the beans from all over the world come in. So our beans are actually from coffee-producing countries all over the world. South America, Africa, Central America, Indonesia. Definitely the roasting. The fact that we roast, there are few, if any, roasters in the area. And again, we try to put that personal touch. All of the staff are very great at customer service. We get to know people's names, we get to know what they like to drink, we become friends, and just the fact that we can add that personal touch that you can't get at a chain. So the roasting in shop, and then just the personal touch and the extra loving care we put into our products is what makes us unique. Well, we used to visit a coffee roaster down in Reading, and again, we had this dream, this idea of having a coffee shop years and years ago, and we went into that place. It was an old city row home, wooden floors, and this old roaster. We just go in there and buy our coffee in there. It was just the neatest place to go into on a Saturday morning. So we said, we do our coffee shop. We're going to roast our own beans, and again, try to give it that old-fashioned hungry feel. The thing I like the most is the people. I mean, it's really neat to be able to be my own boss, roast my own coffee, but the neatest thing is the hundreds, if not thousands of people I've met over the years. After living in Linglestown most of my adult life, I still didn't know. I mean, I knew the people that I worked with. I knew the people in my kids' activities, those circles of people. But now I know people from all walks of life. I've made many good friends and contacts. So that's definitely the thing I like the most. The thing I like the least, maybe having to get up at 5:30 in the morning. Believe it or not, I'm not a morning person, but I can come in and my job requires me to make coffee, so instantly I have a cup of coffee to get my day started. So it forces me to get up and get started. And then I turn on my happy face and wait for my customers to come in. When we opened our doors, I think that we found there was an actual need for a coffee shop because we were pretty busy right from the start. But one of the obstacles I had was I had no experience in the coffee business or the restaurant business. You know, I came from the corporate world, so I had to learn that pretty quickly. Learning how to control expansion. We've opened a couple other sites and they didn't work out. So we did that, took our losses and learned from that and moved on. And just in recent times, the town underwent a major construction project. And during that time when the roads were closed, there was one-way traffic, there was detours. It was very tough for all the businesses in the area to survive. We did manage to survive. And now, you know, the road is very passable and it looks beautiful. I think more customers than ever before are coming because the town looks even nicer than it did before. Definitely my father, both my parents, but my father, growing up, he always emphasized, you know, not only working hard, but finishing the job and doing it right. If he was working on a little project in the house, if it didn't come out right, he would redo it. You know, he did things until they were right. And I definitely feel that same sense of trying to get things done right. Ask my staff, if it's not done right, you got to redo it. If it's worth doing, it's worth doing right. And definitely my father is one of my biggest influences, if not the biggest influence. He drank coffee all his life as well, yes. In fact, he drank the typical bad Maxwell House all his life. But it was quite a thrill and an honor for me when he actually liked our coffee and started drinking. You know, a lot of people don't want to switch from what they're used to all their lives, but once he tasted the good coffee that we made, he was a convert. So definitely a good feeling. Very early on, we I was open just for a couple weeks and wasn't sure how things were gonna transpire, if we were gonna be successful, if we were gonna be a flash in the pan. But my banker wanted to come down and talk to me one day, and I was actually kind of nervous because he was trying to evaluate, our future success as well. Well, he came down. He wanted to ask me questions, but when he came, we were so busy, and he just stood at the counter waiting to talk to me. We were so busy that after about half an hour, he kind of had his questions answered. He said, "Geof, I don't need to talk to you right now. I'll talk to you later." And that was kind of a thing I'll always remember. The moment that he said, "Okay, I think this thing will actually work." If I had to pick one, I'd say the Sumatra.
Where's he come from?
Sumatra is an Indonesian island. Yes. A very major coffee producer. Not a big island, but definitely a lot of coffee is produced out of Sumatra. The plans are keep making coffee, keep roasting great coffee, try to give our customers the best product possible, And I think that's just a great recipe for success. Further down the road, my son has expressed interest in maybe taking over the business.
Okay. So you're okay with that?
Yeah, and I'm obviously not getting any younger, but as long as I can still lift the coffee beans off the truck, I'll keep roasting. So
keep doing it.
yes, I'm happy to get up and come in and do it every day.